This is another story, of course, that has seen some with mixed reaction. The Mining Indaba kicking off in Cape Town today. The annual gathering is the largest conference of over 7,000 delegates who come together to create dialogue that is expected to address some of the challenges facing this particular sector. But a group of affected communities has expressed dissatisfaction with this. Let's chat to them now. We speak to Meshack Mbangula, who is Mining Affected Communities United in Action National Coordinator. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. You say the gathering is illegitimate in your view. Why?
Yes, firstly, we have this Mining Indaba where these companies meet and the government without communities. And we created alternative Mining Indaba where citizens, social organization, community affected by mining should come together and discuss how really they want to see their own development. But we find that is unfortunately this very alternative Mining Indaba, he is giving the space, the platform to the very same Mining Indaba people that from the government and from this business all over the world to come there and do presentation as if they are doing good to the communities that are hosting them, benefiting and everything. So we felt that it's very much unfortunate because this alternative Indaba, the word alternative means it's something different from the Mining Indaba because Mining Indaba, they've been sidelining us since it started, and that's why we had a platform for us to be able to talk of how do we go forward, forcing the Mining Indaba to make sure that you are part and parcel of decision making, of talking about economic development and being part of that.
So do you not think, though, that inviting those that you say need to be held to account into the alternative structure, do you not think that that also improves accountability somewhat to have them in the room and ask them the tough questions?
We have been engaging them since MACUA was formed in 2012 and so on. And we've been doing research. We've been auditing their behavior in all over South Africa. And we found that they're not prepared to engage. The only thing that we want is to maximize profits. But they will talk very nice as if they are for communities. And we've been, from 4 years back, we've been fighting against this Mining Indaba to try and say, if they wanted to change, they would have been accommodated communities to be part of that Mining Indaba. But since this started, communities are not part of Mining Indaba because they don't want to work with the communities, maximize profit and finish. That's why we're saying people's first, not profit after.
Yeah, and the agreements are clear, though, as far as the legislation is concerned. And now that I have you, because you are part of the communities, I wonder, some of these SLPs that are being agreed upon, are they being audited in your view? What are you seeing happening on the ground?
We're having a report because we have audited almost most of the provinces, different mines in the provinces, about social and labor plans and in regarding the compliance. And I'm telling you, it's about 99%. All those mines are not complying with this SLP. And SLP, it's a very important document to address the historical disadvantaged people. But unfortunately, those documents are not even, people are not even consulted to say what is it that is want in the SLP. It's a document which is possibly written by a consultant, and nobody knows what is in there. And when sometimes we get difficult even getting those documents because they are hiding it so that people cannot know what is there for them.
And Meshack, this issue of the service level the social labor plans, has been a huge one for years now. It was even laid bare at the height of Marikana as well, and various other protests and issues that we've seen in the mining sector. So in your investigation, what then becomes the role of the DMRE here? Because they're supposed to also be the ones that are enforcing some of what these companies are meant to do for these communities.
Exactly. We find that DMRE is the biggest problem, because they issue licenses, but they're failing to monitor whether the mine comply with environmental laws, they comply with social and labor plan. And when we force them to say, look, here's the reports that is mine are not complying with the SLP, they say they don't have capacity to go out there. And we went further to the Council of Minerals and Resources to report the DMRD to say, look, we've been trying to have meeting with the DMR, but unfortunately, they've not been wanted to organize a platform where we can talk to them. Now we are speaking to the Council of Minerals and Resources to try and make sure that we force these mines to comply and make sure our communities' life are elevated.
So if then, you still have this problem many years later of these social labor plans that are not being adhered to, I suppose then that the issue of transformation is one that is going to remain a pipe dream then?
Yes, because the government is not, most of these people in the government, they are shareholders in the mines. So it's very difficult, to report a problem to a friend of that, somebody who's creating a problem. I mean, they share the money, and DMRE themselves, last time we had a DG which was fired because of the corruption. So, and obviously the mines, they've got money, they can easily corrupt these DMRE, not to hold them accountable. But as communities, we are making sure knowledge is passed to everyone so that we can force them to say, you must account, because this is a law. You are taking minerals out of our ground and leaving us with contaminated water, pollution, and we benefit nothing. I mean, I can't even, you must remember in the SLP, there's some things for bursaries, internship and everything. And if those things are not done, where does that money go to?
And let's see then if you then win in these particular efforts to try and get some enforcement there. Thank you so much for your time. That's Meshack Mbangula, Mining Affected Communities United in Action National Coordinator.